What is going on, guys? An elite shutdown corner is a football coach's dream. It's so hard to find a guy that can take away the opposition's top receiver on a weekly basis after all. Us football fans have been treated to several world-class lockdown corners throughout the years. Not even the best of the best have their off days. Here are 10 instances where a great NFL cornerback was exposed on a play. Number 10, Josh Norman gives up 6 to Odell Beckham Jr. Everybody remembers that heated and intense confrontation between Carolina Panthers corner Josh Norman and New York Giants star wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. There were cheap shots, punches, and lots of pushing and shoving between the two stars. But the terms of the actual game itself, these two put on quite a show. The Giants forced a 4th and 5th situation with under 2 minutes remaining, needing a score to tie the game. Even with Norman in coverage, Eli Manning went to his star receiver anyway. And you know what happened.
Down! Touchdown Beckham! And it gives Eli Manning then some room to...
Norman hasn't had a prolific career like other corners on this list, but he did earn Pro Bowl and first-team All-Pro honors during the 2015 season. Many will actually tell you he was the best corner that year, but it didn't exactly look like it on that play. On the bright side, the Panthers won 38-35. Number 9, Marcus Peters. Almost got a Michael Thomas. Marcus Peters was one of the NFL's elite cornerbacks during his 3 seasons with the Kansas City Chiefs. He was a 2015 second-team All-Pro, a 2016 first-team All-Pro, and 2-time Pro Bowler in KC. Peters also won Defensive Rookie of the Year honors in 2015, but a 2018 offseason trade to the Los Angeles Rams didn't exactly work out for Peters. Yeah, they got to Super Bowl 53, but Peters wasn't playing at a Pro Bowl level in Wade Phillips' defense. It was a frustrating up-and-down individual season for Peters. That's to say the least. Just take this instance where he was badly exposed to New Orleans Saints star Michael Thomas in Week 9.
Passes to Thomas. He's gone. Touchdown Saints.
Well, the Rams didn't let that happen again when they returned to New Orleans for the infamous 2018 NFC Championship game. Phillips and the defense shut down Thomas. He finished with just 4 catches for 36 yards, and the Rams won 26-23 in overtime. Peters was traded to the Baltimore Ravens in the midst of the 2019 season. He regained his All-Pro form shortly after, so don't expect too many blemishes like that play against Thomas. Number 8, Josh Gordon escapes Aqib Talib. Throughout the stretches of the 2013 season, then New England Patriots cornerback Aqib Talib made a case as the NFL's top cornerback. He held the likes of Julio Jones, AJ Green, and Jimmy Graham in check. So even though Cleveland Browns star Josh Gordon led the NFL in receiving for the 2013 season, who is to think that he would get the best of Talib? Elite corners almost always win against elite wide receivers. But when Gordon and the Browns visited the Patriots in Week 14, the man they called Flash Gordon absolutely exposed Talib in coverage. Talib had a phenomenal 2013 season and all, but let's just say his most forgettable moment in coverage was on this 80-yard TD play while he was assigned to Gordon.
Wow, look at that, and on the run. Look at this kid run. Josh Gordon.
Not that Talib should have felt bad or anything. For one, the Patriots pulled off a thrilling last-minute 27-26 victory. And to be fair to Talib, Gordon did that to almost everybody he faced that season. He led the league with 1,646 receiving yards despite missing 2 games. The man was simply unstoppable. Number 7, Jalen Ramsey meets Antonio Brown. Ramsey was coming off a first-team All-Pro selection in 2017, having guided the Jacksonville Jaguars to the AFC Championship game. So it was easy to understand why he was brash and extra confident entering the 2018 season. Ramsey and Brown had a couple of thrilling showdowns during the 2017 season, including the AFC Divisional Round, where the Jaguars escaped Heinz Field with a 45-42 victory. In the 2018 offseason, Brown said that Ramsey was his favorite corner to go up against. The latter also praised the All-Pro receiver, calling him the league's best wideout. So of course there was plenty of hype for the Jaguars-Steelers Week 11 meeting. But as it turns out, it didn't end up being Ramsey's best day at the office. Simply put, Brown got the better of him on several occasions, including this easy 78-yard score.
Really what separates you. Antonio Brown just feels where people are at, and as soon as he sees Ben not throw that, he kind of found the soft spot in the deep.
The Steelers trailed 16-13 with under 2 minutes to go. They got the ball back. Now it was time for Ramsey to lock down his man. But let's just say Ben Roethlisberger wasn't afraid to throw in number 20's direction, because Brown beat him good on the game-winning drive too.
Pass. Brown down to the 3. With Ramsey on the coverage.
That set up Roethlisberger's game-winning touchdown run with 5 seconds left. Brown was limited to 5 catches on the day, including the 78-yard TD, but it came through when the Steelers needed it most. as Ramsey got exposed at two very inappropriate times. Number 6, Patrick Peterson. Say hello to DeSean Jackson. His numbers aren't quite Hall of Fame worthy, and he certainly isn't as dominant as other superstars like Julio Jones, or Michael Thomas, or DeAndre Hopkins. But the speedy DeSean Jackson is still one of the toughest one-on-one covers the game has ever seen. It's so hard to keep up with this lightning-quick speed after all. Arizona Cardinals All-Pro corner Patrick Peterson almost never gives up the big play. Let's just say he wasn't at his absolute best when the Cardinals hosted Washington in Week 6 of the 2014 season. Early in the second quarter, Kirk Cousins found Jackson on a simple slant route. Peterson wasn't able to keep up with D-Jax, who beat him clean for a 64-yard touchdown reception.
Down at 20, has time here, and threads the needle on the slant to DeSean Jackson, and he's gone!
Jackson was pretty much locked down the rest of the way, however. He finished the game with 3 catches for 115 yards and just 1 score. Take away that big 64-yard play, and Peterson won the matchup, while his team won the game 30-20. Number 5, Ty Law gets beat by Jimmy Smith. It was great to see Ty Law finally receive an introduction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2019. He was one of the most reliable shutdown cornerbacks of all time. And even though he won 3 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots, Law was often way too overlooked. It just always felt like the man didn't get enough respect compared to other dominant corners of his era such as Deion Sanders, as well as Rod Woodson and Champ Bailey. Law had a knack for coming through in the clutch. He recorded the pick 6 off Kurt Warner in Super Bowl 36, leading the Pats to a massive upset over the St. Louis Rams. He also recorded 3 interceptions off Peyton Manning in the 2003 AFC Championship game, helping the Pats reach their 2nd Super Bowl in 3 years. Alright, you get the point. Law was the ultimate definition of a true lockdown corner, but every great athlete has the odd hiccup, and this was the case for Law in the Pats' 1998 AFC wildcard game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Pats trailed 12-10 early in the 4th quarter, and desperately needed a big defensive stop. Looking for a knockout punch, Jaguars quarterback Mark Brunell went for it all and threw it deep to Jimmy Smith in the end zone. Law, who was in coverage, was burned big time by Smith in the play. The Jaguars kept their feet on the gas pedal, and they cruised to a 25-10 victory. Law simply picked the wrong time to get exposed. Guess it happens, even in the best of them. Number 4, Richard Sherman loses Sammy Watkins. After a merely average 2018 season with the San Francisco 49ers, Sherman turned back the clock and looked every bit like the former Legion of Boom stud we saw with the Seattle Seahawks. Sherman earned his 5th Pro Bowl and 2nd career second All-Team Pro selection in 2019, anchoring the 49ers secondary that allowed the fewest passing yards on the year. But as everybody remembers, Sherman was far from his best in the 49ers Super Bowl 54 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, and he had a very bad hiccup at the worst possible time. The 49ers led 20-17 with just under 4 minutes to go. Patrick Mahomes had the ball on the San Fran 48. He took the snap and found a wide-open Sammy Watkins, who absolutely owned Sherman on this 38-yard passing play.
Down in 7, Mahomes, Watkins, what a throw! Sammy Watkins out of bounds near the...
That set up Damian Williams' game-winning touchdown, and the Chiefs pulled off a 31-20 victory. Sherman was one of the main talking points after the game, because a cornerback that great almost never gets that badly exposed in a big game. Number 3, Champ Bailey loses to T.O. Unlike most other cornerbacks on this list, Champ Bailey actually picked the perfect time to get badly beat in coverage. His Denver Broncos were embarrassing the Philadelphia Eagles in Week 8 of the 2015 season, up 21 points early in the 3rd quarter. The home team was sitting nice and pretty, but still a great corner never likes to get beat, no matter what the score. So you'd have to think that this play, while covering Terrell Owens, is one that Bailey would like to forget.
Left here, pass going out to the right, caught by Terrell Owens. Owens breaks the tackle, get in for the touchdown. Champ Bailey missed him.
Owens only finished with 3 catches on the night, however. Other than the 91-yard touchdown, Bailey did his job, and the Broncos easily ran away with a 49-21 victory. It's just how often does a Hall of Fame corner give up a huge TD like that? We had to include it regardless of the outcome of the game. Number 2, Jerry Rice beats primetime. Deion Sanders is without a doubt the greatest cornerback of all time. Jerry Rice is without a doubt the greatest wide receiver of all time. So whenever these two legends faced off, it was must-watch TV. As you'd expect, there was no clear winner here. Rice got his big plays every now and then, but Sanders also locked him down more often than not when Rice was targeted during their matchups. If there was one true instance of Rice exposing Sanders in coverage, it was this beautiful catch in a Week 15 1993 contest between the 49ers and Atlanta Falcons.
He's going deep for Rice. Over.
Jerry wants it right off the line of scrimmage. Ball's in the air. Could not have been thrown back.
Rice had 6 catches for 105 yards, but he was kept out of the end zone. Also, Sanders recorded the game-sealing interception in the waning seconds on a Steve Young pass that was intended for Rice. So at the end of it all, prime time got the last laugh. Number 1, Randy Moss escapes Revis Island. Darrelle Revis was without a doubt the best cornerback of his era. In his prime, Revis was on par with the likes of Deion Sanders and Mike Haynes when it comes to the whole lockdown corner thing. In his first run with the New York Jets, Revis was almost never beat on a big play. He consistently took away the opposition's top player. They'd get the odd catch on him, but it was almost never anything major. Revis had several showdowns with perennial Pro Bowler and future Hall of Famer Randy Moss during the latter's tenure with the New England Patriots, although Revis undoubtedly got the better of him during their one-on-one matchups. Moss briefly managed to escape Revis Island in Week 2 of the 2010 season, and this escape from Revis Island was truly a thing of beauty.
Moss knew he had him too. He put that hand up early, didn't he? Look at that snag.
Other than that TD, it was a quiet day for Moss. He only had one catch for 4 yards, as the Jets locked down the Patriots offense for a 28-14 victory. At least Moss had one shining moment on Revis Island. In what other instances did a great NFL cornerback get exposed? Join us in the comment section below. Go follow myself and TPS on social media. We post great content all the time. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, we're on everything. Go subscribe, go follow. You won't regret it, I promise. If you like this video, give it a like. It takes one click down below, and subscribe to TPS. We post videos every day. Of course, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo. See you next time.
My knee.